Good evening, TFL chat room. This is Bill again doing my volume profile analysis on Apple. This is day 5, Thursday, July 21st. Here again is the weekly chart with Apple. Of course, volume profile over here and just the regular volume bars on the bottom. I put the earnings display on here. Earnings is 726, so that is next week. This is the last weekly bar before earnings. And we'll see the weekly bar next week. Again, just keeping in mind our last big move down was this red candle on high weekly volume, very high weekly volume, leading me to believe that this move down is sustainable. May not be, but this is what volume and price is telling me right now. Switching over to the daily, let's see what happened today. Today we had my favorite, a pin bar. This is where you have a wick on top, or it could be on the bottom. In this case, it's on top at the end of a leg that has really had lower than average volume, except for these 2 days, which were both decent sized green bars, which makes sense. If you have a large opening candle like this, you should have higher volume. But we're approaching this area of resistance here. The previous 2 days before today, lower volume, kind of sideways movement, and then today, you'll see in a few minutes here, we had a big open, and then the rest of the day it tanked. And I'll show you what made me determine to go ahead and take a trade today short on Apple. I'll show you that price action in a little bit. But again, increasing volume on a flat and now a pin bar, which I really like heading into earnings. So let's head over to the 1 hour real quick, and you can see first hour of the day, a nice green candle, and then a retreat on the rest of the days, going the rest of the hours into the day going down with some wicks on the bottom. But once we kind of broke down below this flat area here, I went short on Apple. What I really liked was this volume profile bar being smashed by this big red candle here. So this, after I saw this smash down here on at least decent volume on a red volume bar, I decided to go short on Apple, and I did, and so far it's going okay. My target, my first target would be down here, 98.84, and then my second target would be this 97.23. We may get there before earnings, we may not get there before earnings. We'll have to wait and see. So let's head over to the 15-minute, just so you can see it even in more exaggerated form. This is, again, that same leg up on the daily. I just want to keep that on there so we could see that. And again, this volume was right here on this consolidation, and we did go up and then went right past. This is not ready to go past this volume area. Although it started that way, it ended up in a significant downtrend for the day, and again broke below this consolidation area. Now it didn't quite get below these wicks. It did a little bit, and I think this work kind of stalled out, so we'll have to see what tomorrow brings. I am prepared to let this meander back up here before earnings, and then we'll have to see what happens. My thought process is that it will not. We had a couple of big bars at the end of the day, but it was really flat, so it didn't go anywhere. Even with some volume, we had to go up and then back down. On a 30-minute, this would look something probably like, well, it's not the 2 candles in a row here, so it wouldn't look like a hammer, but essentially it's a net of a hammer candle this way, actually, going down and then coming back up on decent volume. So again, I like the fact that we ended up below this high volume bar here with a good move on this candle. This is now the 30-minute, but it looks the same, similar on the hourly. This candle here, big movement past this volume profile bar, so that's what gave me some confidence to go short. These 2 sideways days on low volume, then this movement here, especially this one, gave me some confidence to go short. Again, this may not work, but I think these things at least put some odds in my favor, which is what I like to see. So that is my analysis for today on Apple. Again, pretty decent move down after a big move up. When we negate this big move up right away with the move down, I'd like that a lot. from the low side, especially when we get past the high volume bar. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. And of course, next week going into earnings, I'll keep doing these videos because it helps me stay focused on volume profile analysis. Have a good night, everyone.